All right, so as you guys know by now, in yesterday's update, there was a big buff to probably over like 15 or 20 different rods. And honestly, at first glance, a lot of us were really excited because it was a decent amount of rods. I mean, obviously they weren't the most popular rods, but things like, for example, the Sword of Darkness that cost everybody 3 billion got a little bit of a buff. The Oscar rod, which a good amount of you use for leveling up, also got a multiplier increase on its XP. And even something like the Katana rod, which is again another black market rod, got its lure speed increased. Which, as a matter of fact, for those of you that maybe are new players, the wiki team actually did a great job on keeping track of basically everything that was changed, so that way you don't have to go around sort of guessing or even asking inside of the Discord server. So again, in case you aren't aware, you can go to fishipedia.org. This is pretty much the official wiki for the game, and as you can see right here, they broke everything down very, very well. You have all of the ones that I just mentioned listed here, as well as the haunted rod. You even have my favorite rod, which if you guys know the lore, then you know the exalted one, which as a matter of fact, exalted relic chance boosted increase 2.5x to 4x. That's interesting. But yeah, they pretty much have everything broken down inside of here, even everything that was included for the update. So yeah, I figured I'd include this little section right here in case you guys want to, I don't know, pause the video and review this for yourself or something. So like I said, at first glance, everyone was super excited because these were some really good changes. The problem came when a lot of people started to realize that they also kind of like secretly made a couple nerfs on some other rods. More specifically, the rod that everyone was sort of chasing after because it was actually really good with the sort of little hidden passive that it had, being the Elder MOSSRIPPER. Now, of course, if there's one thing about the Fish community is that everyone is extremely vocal. They will come into live streams, they will go into general chat, they will probably follow you into every game if you're a staff member and make it very well known that they are extremely upset with some changes, which in honest is actually a pretty good thing because thankfully for us, this isn't the Do Big times, and instead it is the Nick and Nate times. And both of those guys listen very, very well, especially Nick, which is something that I want to point out to you guys just in case for future reference. To my understanding, in the main Discord server for Fish, there is a suggestion channel, which unfortunately is only open to server boosters. But every single time that an update drops, you can quite literally find Nick inside of there having full-on chats with everyone that's talking in there, which give or take, there's like, I mean, there's probably like 1 million people inside of that Discord, and there's like about like 600, 700 people that are always talking inside of there. And I mean, the reality is that it's just very difficult to have a conversation and really take in information when you have 1 million people, or even just, let's say, 3,000 people talking inside of a general chat. So I sort of get it why they do it this way, because realistically, if you're boosting the server, then you're probably more invested than the regular person that is just not going to give the right kind of criticism or constructive criticism. Either way, the reason why I'm pointing that out is because in case you are interested in being a little more involved, then that could be an option for you. It's not really for everyone. Either way, let's get into the changes that were made as of last night, because yes, the Elder MOSSRIPPER did get itself a pretty big buff, at least compared to what it was after the update. So as you guys know, in the passive or description of the Elder MOSSRIPPER, it specifically tells you that you're obviously going to be getting the passive of plus 45% weight buff to all caught fish. You obviously have a 25% chance for the Shrouded Mutation, which has a sell value of 7.5x. And then you have a 5% chance to get Mossy, which is a 16.5 sell x. Say X, but I should just be saying multiplier. Either way, you guys get the idea. And then the final thing that's mentioned here at the very end is the plus 30% progress speed. Now, the secret passive on this is that every 2 minutes, it receives a higher chance to catch a higher rarity fish that also has the Mossy mutation on it. This is where the entire nerf happened, where basically all of those chances were sort of secretly changed, and people sort of caught on to it very, very quickly. Now, as you can see on the screen right now, this is the exact new numbers that are available for the Elder MOSSRIPPER. So we're looking at a 27% for legendaries, 23% for mythicals, 20% for exotics, 15% for secrets, 10% for apex, and 5% for cataclysmic. Now, it does seem like a lot of people are way happier with these results. If you notice right here, I just got myself a legendary really quick with Mossy. Although, like I said before, it isn't exactly what it was previously when people were sort of like, you know, hyping this entire thing up. But again, it still is a very, very good option. And realistically, I wanted to bring this video to you guys because I am getting a bunch of DMs from you guys telling me to go and tell the devs about the Elder MOSSRIPPER. And then of course, this change was made sometime last night around 4 or 5 a.m. Eastern time for me, so I was already sleeping obviously. So then all of the DMs sort of shifted over to Carbon, what is the new update and what are the numbers? So of course, I had to go out, get the numbers for you guys so that you know specifically what's going on. And that's really the sole purpose as to why I decided to make this video really quickly. Now, aside from this change, they also made a couple of other changes. Like for example, the cinder block now has 1,000 luck, which honestly is great. But like I said in my video yesterday, it is just a little bit upsetting that moving forward, all of these new like max level rods are going to sort of be like troll rods. I know that a lot of you were telling me that in the comments section. My thing with that is just like, if I was an individual that really wasn't connected in with videos or wasn't really too involved with the community and I just casually played this game, if I hit level 1,500 and I got a quote unquote troll rod, I would be really upset and it really wouldn't push me to want to level up in any type of way whatsoever, at least, you know, moving forward from that point onwards. But at the same time, you know, everybody has different opinions. I know that some people are saying that troll rods are perfectly fine, so that's great, honestly. I mean, the game isn't completely all around leveling, so I'm not really too worried about it. It's not like it's gonna stop me from leveling or anything like that. Finally, I have nothing to do today, so I'll be able to finally make that push to 1,500 and obviously make some adjustments to my aquarium. But either way, aside from that, they also went ahead and fixed the brand new glider. So now it does work when you double jump. You no longer need to panic, hit that button on your hotbar anymore. So that is honestly great news. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do for old time's sakes, I know that we used to do this like, man, probably like, I don't know, 8 months ago, 7 months ago, we used to do these comparison videos where we would see how much money, you know, certain rods made compared to each other, which obviously now it's not going to be even close to accurate just because there's so many different factors. Especially when you're comparing like a rod, for example, like the Elder MOSSRIPPER, that really depends a lot on just pure RNG. But I really want to get a general idea on how much, not only money, but also XP something like this would make. I think it'd be pretty interesting. But yeah, man, hopefully you guys went ahead and found this video interesting. Let me know in the comment section if these changes were more than enough for you guys. Are you actively using the Elder MOSSRIPPER? Whether it be for your leveling or whether it be for, you know, money making, whatever it may be, let me know in the comment section. And of course, as always, if you found the information helpful, make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you've made it this far into the video, I also have one more question for you guys, which I feel like I've been getting a lot as of recently. If you had to choose between the Onirifaux, the Wind Elemental, as well as now the Elder MOSSRIPPER, which one of these 3 rods would you go with? I'm gonna be honest, I feel like personally, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the Elder MOSSRIPPER, but I also don't want to make a final decision until I've tested all 3 of them together. We did this during my live stream where I sort of asked you guys different questions. There's so many different opinions. So I kind of want to see, even though it's going to be a much smaller pool, considering I am leaving this to the very, very end of the video. So let's see what kind of answers I get, if any. That's pretty much going to go ahead and do it for this one, man. Rather short one, to be honest. Be on the lookout for the rest of this week. We're going to be covering some fish fright stuff as soon as we get any types of leaks. But either way, that's going to do it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.